Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, technical schools, skilled trade professions, career readiness skills, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Toni Cureton, your host, and today we are going to be doing our career readiness segment where we're trying to figure out, whether or not going to college is the best career path for you. And so we're going to take you through a timeline as to where you should be in preparing to go to college. So without further ado, you've been going to high school now. This is your senior year. And, some of you may be wondering, okay, what's my next step? Some of you may not be at that point yet where you're wondering what your next step will be because you're so focused on, making sure you complete the classes that you have. And that's okay, but just to bring it to your attention, this is an area where you should be taking a look at and where you are in the timeline and how you fit in. So, some of you know what you want to do, where you want to go to school at, what you want to study. Some of you don't know. Some of you want to take some time off. Some of you are even thinking, well, you know what? I don't even know that I want to go to college. Maybe I just want to go to work. And that's okay too. I'm going to share with you some information that will help you decide which direction that you want to go in. So your first step is to apply for financial aid. The application for the FAFSA opened on October 1st, and it will be open until May 5th. But don't think in terms of, when May 5th gets here, I won't be able to apply for financial aid anymore, because that's not the case. The deadline that they put in place is just so that to kind of light a fire under you, actually, because Pell Grant funding is on a first come, first served basis. So the earlier you get your application in, the better your chances are in receiving the full grant award amount. This year it is $6,895. Now, if you submit your FAFSA application after May 5th, it doesn't mean you won't receive any financial aid. It just means that funds may have dwindled down, and so the award amount, the grant award amount, may be a little less, if you qualified for the full grant award amount. So the deadline is just really to try and get you to get the application in as early as possible. And they are correct, the sooner you get it in, the better that you will have a plan in place and a pathway that you can go down and check off each thing that you need to do, to get to your goal, which is to get federal aid and apply to college. So if you have not, as of right now, filled out your FAFSA application, go online, complete it, and submit it. If you have all your documentation in front of you, your social security card, your parents' tax statement from the previous year, their social security cards, if you have all of this information in front of you, completing the FAFSA application only takes about 20 to 30 minutes. And you get a response immediately. As once you hit submit, they immediately respond to share with you that they have received your submission, and then within a matter of 2 weeks, you should have a letter from FAFSA telling you what your grant award amount will be for. So if you haven't done it yet, you need to do it immediately. Next, we're going to talk about what and how you apply for FAFSA. You can go to the website, studentaid.gov, and you're going to create a username and a password. Keep in mind that this username and password with FAFSA will stick with you your entire educational career. So no matter how long you are in school applying for grants, you will always have that user account to apply and access and get information about your financial aid. And then after you create your username and account, you can then begin to fill out your FAFSA application. It is kind of intimidating, you know, initially, but it's really not that bad. And things have been streamlined through the years. Like if your parents have already filed their tax return, there is a section where all you have to do is click the button and they will automatically connect to the database with the IRS and export your parents' information from their tax return to your FAFSA application. That saves a whole lot of time as far as you actually filling in the various boxes with the information. If they have not, or if you're not eligible to export their information, again, it's not that bad. If you have their information in front of you, you can just go line by line and fill all of these things in. Again, if you have it, if you're prepared and get everything in order before you start the process, then filling out the application really won't be that bad. But if you go through it and you have a little difficulty, there are tools on the website that you can click on and use to help you through any difficult areas that you encounter when you're completing the application. There are several YouTube videos that are 3 minutes, 5 minutes long, and each of them will go over the entire application process. The links are on the screen. You can click on them before you start filling your application out, and it will give you an overview of the entire process. It will show you how to create your account username and get your password. It will show you step by step how to fill out the application. And after you've completed the application and submit, it will then go over what the next steps will be for you, so you know what to expect. Again, it really is a simple process. It's not as intimidating as it appears. These videos are really good tutorials to help you through any difficulty that you might have, and it explains every section of the application. Next, you ought to be looking right now for various scholarships that are out there and available. And there are so many. You can go online to different websites, College Board, if you know which college you want to go to. Say, for example, you want to go to Henry Ford, you can go on Henry Ford's website and go under the college scholarship tab. And once you pull it up, it will give you a complete list of all the scholarships that they offer their students that attend their school. And that's the same for any of the community colleges or even the universities that you would be interested in going to. All you have to do is go to their scholarship tab, and when you click on it, it will show you all of the scholarships that they offer their students to attend their college or university. And you can apply for those, and you can get additional money to the Pell Grant to help with your tuition expenses. It will minimize your student debt and keep you from having to take out student loans. So, check into that. Also, another opportunity to gain money to assist with, college expenses is if you go, if you decide that you do want to work, inquire with your human resource department as to whether or not they provide tuition reimbursement. A lot of companies now, especially now, because since the pandemic has occurred, a lot of companies are having a hard time filling positions. And so they're providing as incentive different bonuses and benefits that, they can offer future prospective employees to get them to come in and apply and, be positioned with their company. Many of them have been offering tuition reimbursement. And so you can use that to assist you in, your expenses and costs. Usually, if you are eligible for the full Pell Grant award, that will cover, especially if you go to community college. University is a different thing. But if you go to community college, it will cover your full school year semester of tuition expenses and fees, as well as the majority of your book voucher, whatever books you need to purchase. It will more likely than not cover the entire cost of that. And then if you apply for various scholarships and you get those awards, you can use that to, purchase computers or other supplies you may need for your classes in school. Next, you're going to sit down and begin to construct answers to the essay questions that are asked on your scholarship applications, as well as some of your college admission applications. And basically, in both cases, they really want to know what you want to do, what you want to study, what your plans are for your future. And so if you sit down and construct a 250-word, 500-word essay, a biographical essay on yourself, what you studied in school, if you've performed any community services, or you work with any volunteer or charitable organizations, doing different things, or if you are an athlete, or you're gifted musically, and you've done different things to showcase your athleticism or your musical talent. They want to hear about that. They want to hear about what you plan on doing with your life, with your career, with what you plan to study. They want to know what you plan on doing with that, how that will work with connecting and giving back to the community. These are the kinds of questions that appear on scholarship applications, as well as college admission applications. They ask questions like this. If you right now take that time to construct, again, like I say, a 250-word or a 500-word essay, reflecting all of this, it'll serve you well, because when you get scholarship opportunities, and you discover them online, or you sign up with the Scholarly app that when you plug in the information about yourself and your career studies and what you studied in high school and your extracurricular activities, when you plug all that information in, they then create a profile for you, and they will automatically send scholarships that you qualify for to your app, the app on your phone, and you'll always have, the most recent updated information about what scholarships are out there and available to you. And so you should begin that now. Don't delay. Again, this is another thing that if you have it prepared and ready, when it's time, when opportunities present themselves, you'll be able to move right in and take advantage of it. Again, next, we're still dealing with scholarships. Contact your local banks and your credit unions and different companies, in your community. Look them up online and go to their websites and see if they offer, scholarships, and apply for them. Don't think you won't get it, because all scholarship awards are not based on high SAT scores or high GPAs. Some of them, again, they're biographical and they want to know about you. They'll ask you questions like, what strengths do you possess, or what your weaknesses are. They're definitely going to ask you, why should we award you this scholarship, or why should we admit you to our school, our program? Again, they want to know what your career goals are, and who's been your role models, or if you believe yourself to be a leader, share something with them that can demonstrate that leadership quality. These are the kinds of questions that they ask. And these are the kinds of questions that you should now be familiarizing yourself with, and practice writing out some responses to these questions so that you'll have it ready. And when you get an opportunity to apply for a various scholarship or apply to different colleges or universities, you can have that information already ready and available. And all you have to do is just plug it in and you'll be good to go. So now through February, you should be narrowing down which college, which university you want to attend. And as you narrow them down, these are the schools that you will put on your financial aid application as I'm considering going to this school or that school. On your financial aid application, you get 4 slots to select 4 different colleges. And if you've not made a solid, definitive decision to go to one specifically, it's okay. The purpose of this is so that no matter which college you decide, they will all have your financial aid award information already on file, so that when you do make your selection, they already have your financial aid information, and then now you can just register for your classes and be prepared for the fall semester. You should also contact each of the schools that you are interested in attending and schedule either a virtual tour of the school or an in-person tour. They have, many of the schools have calendars set up on their website, and you just go right in and select the date and the time, and they will schedule an appointment for you to come tour their facilities. And it's a guided tour, and they'll take you through all of their campus, and they'll point out all of the buildings and the classrooms and the dormitories and the student services buildings. It's a good way to familiarize yourself with the campus of the school that you plan on attending. That way, when you get there, you are familiar and you'll know where to go, and you'll know where your academic advisors are located, which building they're located in, and you'll know which building the student services and the tutoring programs are, and where the library is. It's a good opportunity to familiarize yourself, and therefore you're better prepared. So when fall semester shows up, you'll be able to go right in and get started and be successful in your classes, and you'll know where to go when you need to reach out and take advantage of any of the many programs that they offer. And that is another reason why you should schedule the tour, is because each college and university, they offer so many student services to help you out if you have any challenges or any difficulties of any kind. Maybe you're not having any academic issues, but maybe you're experiencing some sort of anxiety because you're in a new surrounding and you have a roommate that you don't know and you're trying to get to know, and they have services where you can go and you can talk and receive, guidance and help and assistance in a ton of areas. They have health services there. If you're not feeling well, they have and they provide all of these services. Again, if you're experiencing difficulty in your classes, things are challenging, and maybe you just need some support to help get you through. They have people there that will help you so that you will be successful and you don't fail. So familiarize yourself, go on their websites, read up on all of the information, schedule the tours. That way you can go in and get all the information that you need. You know where it's at, you know where it's located, and that's one less worry you have. And then if you need to reach out to any of these services, you'll know how to do it. You'll know how to set it up, and everything will be all good and you'll be successful. Now through May, if you've narrowed down the college that you want to attend and you filled the application out online and you've received your acceptance, the next step is that you should be setting up your orientation and registration. This is where you come in and you meet with your academic advisors, and they go over what your career goals and desires are. They talk about the path and the coursework and the rigors involved in each of the programs that they offer. And if you don't know which program that you want to go in and study, they will go through and help you select which program you want to study. Or you can go in under the liberal arts program, which is your general, your gen ed classes, your biology, your English comp, your sociology, psychology, classes that all freshmen and sophomores have to take, and until they decide what major they want to go into for their junior and their senior year. But this is the opportunity where you will meet with them, and they will go over the expectations, the rules, everything that you need to know with regards to, completing your classes, your academic progress and success, what your graduation requirements will be. This is the opportunity where you will be getting all of that information. And then you'll be, able to register for the fall semester. You'll discuss what classes you and your advisor thinks will be best suited for you at this time, and they'll set you up for it. So Now we're into June, and June is graduation. So yay, you'll be graduating from our program this June, and congratulations to you in advance. At this point, once you graduate, you'll need to provide the school that you've selected to attend in the fall with copies of your transcripts. You'll need to have a copy for yourself, and you'll need to have an official copy sent to your future school. And that is so that your future school can officially register you and admit you into their program with the grades that you earned from our program, showing that you completed all your requirements and that you are a high school graduate. And so now we're in summer. In August, most schools, most colleges and universities are getting ramped up and starting. Many of them start mid to late August. And at this point, this is when tuition funding for your tuition becomes due. If you've applied for the Pell Grant and you've received an award amount, those funds will be applied to any of your outstanding tuition amounts. If you are not utilizing the Pell Grant or can't utilize the Pell Grant because you don't qualify, then that means you have to pay for your tuition either through scholarships or out of pocket. And that's okay too. Some people also pay through student loans. Student loans should be a last resort because your objective is to do school as debt-free as possible. So use student loans as a last resort to pay and cover college expense, but it is an option out there for you. And August is when most college and universities tuition becomes due. So at that point, you're going to have to make sure that your financial aid, your Pell Grant came through, your scholarships have come through and have been applied to your student accounts, or you're going to need to make sure that you pay out of your pocket, or at this point, you should be making sure that if you've taken out a student loan, that those funds are going to be covering your college tuition and fees, because I've had the experience, not personally, but I know someone who went through it. You know, they thought everything was in place and school started in September, so they attended, and it turns out that the Pell Grant didn't go through for them. And so like around the end of September, October, they were academically withdrawn from their program because things weren't set. So in August, make a point to contact your school's financial aid department to make sure that everything is in order with your student account, so that you don't have to have your classes interrupted. So again, contact financial aid in August to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. All funds have been paid and applied, and there's nothing outstanding, and you know, you're good to go. This is also when you should be purchasing your books if you haven't purchased them over the summer already. Your class schedule, the roster that they give you, will also give you a list of the books that each of the courses that you're enrolled in require you to have. And so you can go ahead and purchase those with your vouchers or, you know, your cash at, you know, the campus bookstores. Or another good place to get your textbooks is Amazon. Amazon sells a lot of textbooks, and they sell them for a lot cheaper than campus bookstore. Next, You're enrolled, it's September, and you're good to go. You're ready to start the fall semester. And again, when you start your class, go, be on time, don't miss days. Um, Instructors don't like it when you miss days, and most classes have a minimum and a maximum amount of time that they allow as an excused absence. Too many missed days, you fall behind, and now you're jeopardizing your grades. As you take your courses, your objective should be every class an A or a B. C's are not your friend. If you are having difficulty of any kind, reach out to your professors, your academic advisors, and set up any appointments that you can to go over the difficult area, or to schedule tutoring if you need. Do not think of scheduling tutoring as something that should be looked down upon, because it's nothing wrong with needing clarity and understanding. That is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, please unmute and ask away. More than happy to help and assist. Okay, so, we have one in the chat. Okay, no questions. All right, well, good deal. Well, with that being said, then I will bring this session to a close. Thanks so much for joining. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My number is 586-842-0558. That's 586-842-0558. And again, I'm Toni Cureton. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day.